There have been days to bury the Warriors, and there may be days ahead where we bury the Warriors. I don't understand why today's the day we're kind of burying the Warriors. That was the Los Angeles Lakers last night with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. It was the Warriors without Steph Curry and without Andrew Wiggins. And I actually don't believe there was an energy issue. I think there was a talent issue last night. And when I looked at the Warriors last 24 games and think, they're going to have to do something, believe it or not, it didn't start last night. To me, it's, okay, go beat Houston and get Minnesota. We come back in on Monday, we're a game over 500, and that's where we get going. But I think it's unrealistic to think this team right now, without those two players, is going to win that game.
Yeah, and the key is the number you just said, 2, because we thought it was just 1. And you have fought me at every corner about who I go at in regard to my disappointment. But last night, Anthony Davis takes 5 shots in total. LeBron James was 4 of 19. That wasn't something was going on. But yet I'm looking at, 3 of 13 from Jordan Poole. Kuminga 4 of 12. Draymond 3 of 10. Klay 8 of 19. Dante, you have earned a day off. You were 2 of 7. I'm just looking around like, when is it going to click? And it's another road loss. And I know 60 points plus was not on the court. But, Steiny, there's something going on to where now I'm really ready to go in my wallet. And I told you this before the show started. You can tell the people. I almost came over there and gave you $100, but you said you wouldn't give it back.
Oh, I wouldn't.
If you ended up losing, you wouldn't give me 2 back.
No.
But I'm just telling, there's a stench. There's something going on, and I believe I'm not asking Jordan Poole or Kuminga to be a star, but we've done it all season. We see flashes. Can you hold it down until the guys get back? And that's why I'm disappointed because, that was a new Laker team, but when you tell me AD and Bron are going to give you that production and you still winning a snoozer, I'm worried. And thank the Lord, thank the basketball gods, Jalen Green, by all accounts, is out tonight, and so is Porter Jr., and now the Warriors can win this game tonight 30-30, but I'm worried about Sunday. Like, I just don't understand, Steiny, why this team can't create off the dribble. It can't stop anybody, and I'm just out of answers, and I never saw it happening this fast. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I'm letting it out, and I need somebody to talk to today, and it's you, my friend.
Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, Draymond, Looney, and Kuminga.
Talk to me.
It's not a good team.
Wow.
It's not a good team. When they don't have Steph Curry, everybody else has to step up. And then when they don't have Wiggins, everybody's got to step up a step and a half. And those types of players can't do it. To me, last night, here's what it comes down to last night. The Lakers had Anthony Davis and LeBron James.
Gotcha.
And the Warriors had to, for the most part, game plan against them, which is what they did. And so guess what? LeBron didn't kill him, and neither did Anthony Davis.
Right.
But you got to give something up. And that's why Malik Beasley scored. And that's why Reeves scored.
Wow.
And that's why other guys had big games. Conversely, the Golden State Warriors, they are missing Steph Curry and Wiggins. You could argue they're best players. That means they need their third and fourth best players, Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson, to quote-unquote step, but they can't. Or they didn't last night, or they can only do it sometimes. That's why, and I absolutely positively want to get to this. Steiny, all year you're saying the Warriors are pretty much done, and now that everyone says they're done, you're saying the Warriors are not done. What's with that? That last night is not the game to proclaim them done.
And I'll meet you halfway totally on that because of who was not in. And it's the Wiggins factor, and that's what really has me nervous, man.
Well, I'm not worried about something I can't control. And that's Andrew Wiggins' family business. God love him, and hopefully everything's all right.
And to be honest, Tony, not to interrupt, can we add Steph Curry's injury? We can't control. It's when it heals.
When it heals. Goo, I've been looking into something called
because I'm down right now, man.
I've been looking into something called hypnotherapy. You ever heard of it?
No, I like it though.
Yeah, it's. I'm not going to tell you what it is, because I can't do it justice. But it's kind of changing behaviors in your mind.
Well, I need it.
Okay. Well, I can help you here. I think Warrior
I'm
fans
being serious.
I'm being dead serious.
This is bigger than sports.
I'm being dead serious.
Talk to me.
This is what I would do. And I can't be more serious. If there would be some way, for the time being, to erase, you have them, you can put them in your back pocket, but we got to just put them away. 4 titles. All right? We know they won 4 titles.
Real hard, yeah.
But I want you to envision a world in which they haven't won 4 titles. I want you to go back 10 years. 10 years. Remember, they beat Denver. They lost to the Spurs. Then they got upset by the Los Angeles Clippers. Then they ran the table. All right? We've got to put ourselves in the mindset that's where we are right now. It's not championship or bust. You cannot tell this team if you don't win a title, you are failures. I think that's just not right for where they are right now. They're 29-30.
Damn.
Can they get in the play-in? If it's the play-in, can you get into the playoffs? Once you're in the playoffs, can you win a round? And then let the chips fall where they may. It was a disappointing year. The year they lost to the Spurs in the second round was disappointing, but man,
they were on the come, though.
Why can't we just, this isn't a championship team, so let's not treat it as such right now. Let's treat it like a team that's scratching and clawing. It's we believe. They need a run late in the season to get into the playoffs. Let's forget about a championship now. Yeah, okay. When the Warriors beat Dallas in the first round, you start looking, you say, man, if we could beat Utah, maybe we can get to the Western Conference Final. You got to do it like that. Oh. I'm sorry. That's the way I would do it.
Well, that's almost like telling a hungry dog or a lion, ignore the raw steak that I'm dangling. Because they're starving.
What's the steak?
In your hand, the meat.
Who's starving?
The lion. Like if I put
right. But who's the lion?
The Warriors.
No, they're not hungry, though.
No, the fans.
Well, they don't. The fans can hit the pike with that kind of hunger.
And it's something you said I'm going back to because I so want to focus, and we're going to do it. I feel like we do a good job of it. We're going to focus on the NOW, the now, and this season. But when you said in changeover 2 that if this doesn't end and you lose in one round, Steiny, you got Steph Curry. And if his star is not shining more than it ever has because of his absence, how can you even out of your mouth say the word start over or rebuild? You can't do that to me as long as he's here. So if you're saying the hypnosis of what you're talking about is, okay, it's about qualifying for the top 10 and then getting into a playoff series, I'm with you. But now the unknown is Wiggins. I'm trying to ignore that, and I know family first, FOE, family over everything. I get that. But the games that keep coming at this fast pace, 5 and 8 days now, I have now processed a scenario to where if these two, Wiggins and Curry, continue, I could be talking to you and the people about the Warriors missing out on the play-in.
Oh, welcome to the party. Welcome to reality.
And I'm not doing well with it. No, I'm serious. I'm not
kidding either.
And what could, like Dib said, how mad do you think Joe Lacob is? I would love to know. And who's it directed at?
It should be at himself. The buck stops at the top.
Well,
and I'll tell you right now, he's not mad. He should have seen everything coming. Guru. What was I saying before the season? I was like, I don't like the way this year's going. There's a gen. You think if I have a sense of that, Joe Lacob doesn't know it like the back of his hand?
Well, he was the biggest advocate for Wiseman.
Okay.
So if I thought he was kind of mad at the coaching staff and Kerr of how they dealt with Wiseman, Wiseman would still be here. But when he signed off on the trade, I'm like, okay, no harm, no foul. He probably feels like, okay, the kids had enough chances. But if you can, man, you keep bringing up that word agenda. I know exactly what it means, but do you really believe that's why they're 29 and 30? Because when you say agenda, I just think of contract status. To Draymond, those are things you got to take the court with and deal with.
It's never one thing. But yes, did Draymond Green have an agenda coming into the season? Yes, he talked about it. He wanted an extension before the season. He talked about it, a max. And he probably got laughed out of the room, and that affects things. He punches Jordan Poole. That affects things. Steph Curry is missing games again. That's the biggest issue. The biggest issue to me is Steph Curry has played 38 of 60 games. If Steph Curry plays 38 of 60, how can you think you're going to be 38 and 21? We can't sit here for 10 years and say Steph Curry's one of the greatest players in basketball history, which he is. Then he misses a third of the season, but we expect him to win without him. And he's not getting any younger.
All right.
He's just not getting any younger. So, did I think they were going to win it last year? No. Did they win it last year? Yeah. And I thought they had a lot of good fortune. But even last year when they win it, doesn't mean the questions go away. Just means everything was just pushed back a year.
Yeah. And you're my therapist today. And I need, what you're preaching. But I'm going to read this from the Xfinity Mobile text line. Goo, you don't understand losing when you're without two of the three best players. Yes, I do. I've been Mr. Optimistic. People accuse me of taking happy pills. My point to that is you were losing when they were playing. You accumulated that horrible, horrendous road record with the Chef and Wiggins. So my thing now is, Steiny, you're running out of time.
I know. I know. And I know.
I was looking at Curry on the bench. I felt
smiling.
But
I thought he was smiling a little bit.
There was a level of concern.
Oh, really?
He knows, this ain't the first half. I'm racing against my body and time. And now I'm sitting here telling you I'll take the Warriors minus 11 tonight without Porter. And are we so sure?
I'm not.
No.